to talk to you about the OT treatment toolkit. Now, this is a new assignment for this semester, so I know there may be some bumps along the way, some things we have to figure out, so hopefully this video will help in talking about it. This is taking the place of one of the demonstrations. So last year they did 3 demonstrations. This year I've taken out one of the demonstration competencies and I'm putting this in its place. It's from Cincinnati State up in Ohio. It was presented at our conference, and I think that it's a really great, useful tool for you all. So basically you are going to pick a container. This is like activity in a box on steroids. And so any container, I want you to really think about like what is going to be most useful for you and your ability to lift or carry the container. So think about that. Use something you already have. You don't have to buy something necessarily. I'll put in the directions. It could be a Rubbermaid tote, not like a huge giant one, but a Rubbermaid tote. It could just be if you can fit everything in a backpack or a duffel bag. I saw examples of this in a small, like a carry-on rolling luggage, piece of luggage. So be creative. It can be whatever you want it to be, but it is going to have to be bigger than a shoebox. So basically, you are going to be coming up with 12 activities for different I don't want to really say performance components, but some different things that you're gonna see. You're gonna work on these, whether it's in a nursing home or home health, inpatient rehab, maybe even at acute care setting. So it's sitting balance, upper extremity range of motion, upper extremity strengthening, functional mobility, fine motor coordination, endurance. I know Jennifer hates that word, so shh, don't do it. Functional cognition, one-handed practice, standing tolerance, safety, hand strength, and medication management. All right, so you have a sample online to look at for these, and you're going to have the activity, explaining how it meets this, what groups of people, what diagnoses that would benefit from this activity. Be specific, so like if it's a spinal cord injury, you need to state where the level of injury is. If it's a traumatic brain injury, you need to put the minimum Rancho level that would be able to participate in this activity. Really think about your performance components here, all right? And so you need to have everything that is needed for this activity must fit into the toolkit, in the bag, whatever you're using. The items must be reusable. They must be able to be cleaned. And I want you to add something in there that can clean it. So whether that's a roll of paper towels and some sort of disinfectant spray or Lysol wipes, whatever you want to come up with, just already have it in there, all right? Especially if you ever do home health, you're not going to be in a setting that has sandy wipes available. So put it in there, keep it in there so that you remember to use it, because if it's not convenient, you're not going to use it. All right, you also need to document how to adapt your activity and how to grade your activity, and then what is another way that you could use the activity. So if it's Jenga, right, you could play Jenga and you can make that fit one of those things, but then how can you use those materials in a new way to have a different activity that's not a gradation, it's not grading the activity, it's not adapting the activity, it's just a whole new activity. What's a whole new way that you can address that component with Jenga, but not play Jenga? So that's what I'm looking for there. All right. Let's see. This needs to be for adults, not for children. I think it would be awesome and great if you made one for pediatrics, but this one is an adult only. Let's see. So then the other thing that needs to be included here is that 3 of the 12, only 3, must have an evidence-based article to support it. All right, so you need to describe in your own words how this article is supporting this intervention, and then you need to print out the article and have it in the kit. All right. Now I want this to be very organized. I want the activities to be bound in some way. You can do it in like a 1-inch 3-ring binder. You could do it in one of those portfolio folders. It's just like kind of flimsy, or just a folder that has the brats in it. Just as long as it has a cover and that the pages aren't getting all wrinkled and torn with its use. So have that in there, and then have the evidence-based articles either right behind that activity, or somehow have it notated, this article goes with this activity in the back, something along that lines. Just make sure it's organized. Then as a fun little twist, include magic trick. So you can find it can be a simple magic trick. Not looking for you to saw someone in half or make someone disappear, but sometimes that level of playfulness is the motivating factor that a client needs to participate, or to make new learning stick, or to just make it engaging and memorable. So throw that in there. We're creative in our profession, so I want to see some really creative interventions here. All right. Also, you can change activities. So this is one of the bullet points, such as you could add Velcro onto items that already exist. But you can't say, okay, well, when I get to the therapy gym, or when I get in their home, I am going to get a spoon from their drawer and a bowl from their drawer, or I'm going to get some TheraBand, or no, everything has to be included in the kit. You can't supplement from outside sources. It has to be in the kit. All right, then there's a rubric here. Don't type in the rubric. The rubric is for me to grade you from, right? So use the example, use the sample format that I posted. If you tally this all up, it is worth 99 points, but I'll grade it out of 100. So you get like a bonus 1 point. All right, hopefully that explains it fairly well. You won't be presenting this to your classmates. You are welcome. It's one of the first main assignments due, so you can look ahead at what your competency topics are, what the practicums are, and you're welcome to bring your kit to class on those days and use your toolkit for those competencies or those practicums. It's not required, but would be a good thing to look ahead and then kind of have it all there, easily accessible. And then also to have access to it on your fieldwork, and then once you're out in practice. All right. One final note, I think it would be great if you shared your activities with one another. You can post those in a discussion board I'll open up for you, but I'm not going to follow up on that. I'm not going to look and see if you put them in your activity notebook. I'm not going to grade it. I would recommend doing it after I do the final grade so you can make any corrections. But just as an additional resource from your peers. I don't want a bunch of the same activity, so feel free to talk about it, but there's so many options. There's so many treatment activities. No one should have any repeats. These should not be worksheet activities. These are active, engaging, meaningful activities. You need to be able to tie the occupation to whatever this is, okay? Whatever the topic is you're addressing. So everyone shouldn't have the same activity for upper extremity strengthening or for one-handed practice, okay? Everybody should be different. So you can talk about it. Shouldn't be the same. All right, guys, bye.